Hi guys, and happy anniversary, Glendale Baptist Church. Man, I so wish we could be there with you guys today to celebrate this really this momentous occasion. 70 years. Who could imagine the history and legacy of a community of Jesus followers who have made such a difference in the community of Glendale and the surrounding area. Man, it was my privilege to serve you guys as pastor from 1990 to 1995, and there was some great times that we had. Pastor Kent's asked me to share a couple memories of those times. Some of the fun or most funniest memories I have, and I'm currently at an offsite location with our staff as we're planning ministry for this next year. Reminds me a lot of the Bible camp. They're just outside of Glendale at Fur Point, where in one of my first men's retreats up there, Pastor Steve Brewer, if some of you guys remember this, happened to show up for the retreat after his wife Tina had gone away on a trip, and Pastor Steve was taking care of the ranch so well like he did, and let his dog out to go to the bathroom, who ran into a skunk who immediately ran back into the house and spread everything all the way through the house. And Pastor Steve walked into the cafeteria there at the lodge at Fur Point, and you could smell him from a long ways away. I'll never forget that, Steve. That's a ministry memory I'll never forget. And then one of my other favorites was a visit that I made with Maurice McDowell. Maurice and I were visitation partners for the longest time, and happened to visit a guy who had showed up at church, and we showed up on a Tuesday afternoon. He had just gotten off work from the mill. It was a hot day. I think the guy may have been in his underwear, I'm not sure, but he invited us into the front room where he had a cold beer sitting on the end table, and as we sat down to talk to him about church and look for opportunities to share the gospel with him, he asked us if we wanted a beer, and Maurice, without even cracking a smile, which was so characteristic of his great sense of humor, looked at the guy and said, "I don't, but my pastor might." It was great. It was a joy serving with people like that, serving under Pastor Steve, and really learning how to pastor. You guys taught me how to pastor. Really in the 5.5 years there, I learned more about what it meant to shepherd God's people than anything I learned in Bible college or seminary afterwards. And Teresa and I'll always be forever grateful. I know Teresa mentioned one of her favorite memories being kidnapped on her 30th birthday. And you guys dragging her around in the car. She's still really, really just is fond of that memory above all else. One of the greatest things we ever saw God do there was the 10-day revival we had with William Blackburn, and I believe 50 people that came to faith in that 10 days when we set the tent up in the high school and began to talk about what it meant to be a follower of Jesus Christ and how people responded to the gospel. And then I believe it was almost 30 people we baptized at Gellsville Lake that following week. That was one of the most tremendous outpourings of God's Spirit, mercy, and grace that I've ever been a part of as a pastor. Some tremendous ministries. And so I think if I could encourage you in anything, while you cherish the memories you've had of a very eventful and enriched past in serving the Lord, cherish them as memories. Be careful of the dangers of nostalgia and always wanting to go back to those days. God was gracious to give us some incredible times in the past, but they're not intended to be repeated. They're intended to point us forward to serving God in even greater ways. So keep going, Glendale Baptist Church. Keep sharing the gospel, keep trusting God, and keep believing Him for things that you can't even imagine or dream of at this point. God bless you guys. Sorry I can't be with you, but happy anniversary. Should the Lord tarry, may He bless another 70 years with even more fruitful ministry in the gospel. God bless you all.